Hello Orchid friends, welcome back to my channel. Wherever you are, I hope you're having a great day, staying healthy and staying safe. Today we're looking at my Tolumnia Red Sun. This is one of the 4 Tolumnia orchids in my collection. This is one of the 2 oldest ones, and then I bought another 2 later. I've had this orchid in my collection for at least 4 years. And this is a video clip taken from, I think its first rebloom under my care. And the reason I intentionally included this video clip because I want to give you a reference point. And then as you look at the video and photos of this orchids from this bloom cycle, you'll be able to see the difference. So please remember that the skirt, or I guess the lip of the flower, you see that red and white color distribution. I really like this orchid because it's called Red Sun and it's truly red, and every time it blooms it's super festive. And I can tell you this orchid, in fact this one and my other one, Tolumnia Snow White, they are so capable of producing secondary spikes. Now coming up, the video clip is the clip from this orchid's current bloom cycle. So this is the first batch. But you can see the flower is completely red. So compared to previous clip, obviously the lip of the orchid flower is red. There is no white pigments. If you look closely, there is a little bit, but not too much. And I've been wondering why, this orchid hasn't been able to produce a little bit more white color like it did, the first, maybe second year under my care. And I can talk a little bit about that later in the video. But here, as you can see though, it produced quite a few more fans since I purchased it. And it's also growing some aerial roots, which I really would like to repot this orchid because I don't believe those aerial roots would be able to survive if they're not in the media. Because my environment, yes, it's humid, but it can also be rather dry. It fluctuates quite a bit. Humidity fluctuates quite a bit. So I think the safer way really is to pot the roots into the medium. It's currently now in a double cup setup, and the medium, or I guess media, is a mixture of manto clay and hydrocorn. But because the roots are so thin, I primarily use manto clay, the smaller pebble. And at that time, at the bottom of all the flowers, the first node below the flowers, there was a secondary spike. However, I forgot about it, and then I was cutting the flower spike without paying too much attention, so I mistakenly cut it off. So I was quite upset with myself, but thankfully, a week later, this orchid started to put out secondary spikes below it. So from the second and third nodes. So I was really thankful that this orchid did not punish me for it, because I was thinking, gosh, there goes the rest of the bloom for the season. I guess I won't see this orchid until next year, but that's not true. It continued to produce additional secondary spikes because I guess it was just in the mood or in a row in terms of blooming. So I was very thankful for that. And that's why I really enjoy growing Tolumnia, even though I only have 4 in my collections. Every time it blooms, it's festive in that it would give me, first batch, second batch, or even third batch of flowers. So this time around, you can see from the secondary spikes, the flowers are slightly less red, and around the skirt or the lip of the orchid, you can kind of see a little bit of that white dots, but still not as readily visible as the first video clip. So a couple of my friends and I, orchid hobbyists, and I were just discussing and trying to figure out why that is, because I haven't really changed anything with the fertilizer concentration. It's only quarter strength, so 25% of it. So the only thing that may have changed over time really is the water pH, whether it's more basic or acidic. Why we say over time? Because the first year, second year, since the purchase, the orchid may still be under the influence of whatever orchid water pH from the nursery. But over time, third year, fourth year, fifth year, the water in my region maybe has a very different pH. And that's why ever since that second year bloom, it started to give me more red flowers than anything else. And it has been consistently red. I'm not really complaining, but I'm just trying to point out the difference here. So our guesses really is the water pH change, and over time this orchid has now changed to want to exhibit a little bit more red. And we're also guessing because it's probably more acidic that it's giving more red, but we could be wrong. But I have some flowers that would give more intensified color or saturated color when the temperature is colder. But then I also have some orchids that would give me more color, more saturated color when the temperature is more hot, is more warm. So it just really depends. But for this particular orchid, our guess is the water pH. But if you have any more experience with Tolumnia, and if you know what might have caused the flowers to continue to bloom in so much red, please let us know. Share with us the experience you have in the comments section below the video. That would be really appreciated. Because we're still trying to figure it out, and of course we are not experts with Tolumnias, and we're not scientists, so we can't really just do all kinds of tests. Yes, I can measure the water pH, but I don't really know the orchid nursery's water pH, so I don't know if that's even gonna help anything. So that's just our guesses. Anyway, overall, this orchid is so resilient that after I cut off the first secondary spike, and it gave me 2 more. So I'm really happy that it did, because again, I always enjoy it so much when it blooms, and even when they're not in bloom, they look like succulents, which I also adore. This is all I have for you today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to get more orchid related videos from my channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification. I want to wish you happy growing, and I will talk to you in my next video. Ciao!